Hi, my name is Magnus and welcome to another demo of the Clojure refactoring plugin for Lighttable. Some of you might have seen my previous demo where I showcased some pretty advanced refactoring features for Lighttable enabled by the Refactor and REPL middleware. The good news today is that the plugin has finally been released. And in celebration of the release, I thought I'd show you some additional features I've added since the previous demo. So, let's just get started, shall we? Right. If you're a Lighttable user, you know that you can view the documentation of a symbol by pressing Ctrl-D, and it's really useful. If you want to jump to a symbol, you just press Ctrl-J, and you can jump back again. I've added the feature that is something in between those two, and I've called it Show Definition. It shows the function definition in line where I'm at, and it helps me keep the context where I'm at. So I find it useful from time to time. Maybe you will as well. Let's move on to some of the refactoring features. Some of these features are a bit immature in terms that they don't really preserve comments, metadata and such. So that limits their use, but I found them useful in many cases still. And once Lighttable upgrades its Clojure script dependency, I might be able to introduce a little bit more clever parsing of expressions. Anyway, sometimes I mess up if and if not. It's kind of handy if I could just cycle between them. Well, now you can. Just invoke the cycle if command. Sometimes I mix up brackets, parents and such. Now it's quite easy to cycle between collection types using the cycle call command. So it just cycles between the different collection types. Not something I use very often, but from time to time. Let's move on to something a little bit more useful. One of the first features I wanted to steal from the refactoring plugin, Clojure refactoring plugin for Emacs, was the threading refactoring. Well, now you can do it in Lighttable as well. So, let's just do a thread first on this expression. Hey, that's nice. And if you just want to unwind it, you can do it step by step. Unwind one, and voila, you're back to where we started. Similarly, you can do thread last. And if you want to go back again, just unwind fully. Another way to add threading is to wrap the expression and then just use the thread fully command. That way we can use other threading macros as well. That's pretty useful. Let's move on to the refactoring feature that I use the most. This function has started to get a bit unwieldy. And in particular, this form, it looks like it could deserve a function of its own. Not to worry, just use the extract function feature. And it's probably an insert user function. This feature is really nice, and it's enabled by the Refactor and REPL middleware. Or rather, the Refactor and REPL middleware helps us figure out which params are extracted function needs. Might sound trivial, but believe me, it's not. So the Refactor and REPL guys are doing a great job with their middleware. Alright, I've also added support for Cider and REPL middleware that is used by the Clojure features in Emacs. Some of the features I've introduced can hardly be classified as refactoring features, but they were so cool, so I just couldn't resist it, so I added them anyway. One of those features is a better autocomplete than the default autocompleter for the Clojure plugin in Lighttable. So Cider provides better autocompletion by using the complements library. It's way smarter. So if I do something like this, it now has context of where I'm completing. So it knows that I'm in a refer clause and only suggests symbols under the Clojure string namespace. That's really nice. Alright. The Cider and REPL middleware also provides support for running Clojure tests. So to test all in a namespace, just use the command test all in ns. And you get some pretty useful feedback when running your tests in line. And you see at the status bar at the bottom, there's a summary as well. Alright. Let's fix this one. And then just run that test. Hey, that works. That's nice. Alright. Alright, and the final feature. Hey, god damn it. Alright, the final feature is support for better formatting. So let's say you have this messy code here. Just use format code and it does what it says on the tin. That's pretty nice. Alright, that pretty much concludes the demo. So if you're a Lighttable user and you're programming in Clojure, you really should have a look at the plugin and give me some feedback. If you're not a Lighttable user, if you're, let's say, a Sublime or Atom user, you probably should have a look at the Refactor NREPL and the Cider NREPL. It can bring some awesome Clojure features to your editor as well. Alright, thanks for watching.